everybody, welcome back to our channel. It's me Manju. So today in this lesson I'm going to talk about OET. You can consider this as a tips, tricks, strategy, guidelines or whatever it may be. Before getting deep into the topic, I would like to give you an overview of OET. You can see a number of information related to OET in the internet. Especially in the YouTube, you can see so many videos related to OET. Maybe they would give you tips, tricks, or the reason for the failure, or the basic mistakes you would like to make, and so on. So I don't want to recreate those information in this particular video, but rather I would like to give you a simplified version of overview of OET. So if you guys are really interested, please continue watching this video until the end. Imagine you are a nurse, a busy nurse, and you're working in a really busy ward in a hospital. And now you are getting a patient from an emergency department or maybe from some other hospital or somewhere else. The patient will be coming to the ward accompanied by lots and lots of documents or papers. As a nurse, you are there and you are supposed to do the admission procedure for the patient. And now you take the responsibility to look over or go through the charts, and you will be picking the information that is needed for you and you will be documenting it in the admission chart. So this is what going to happen exactly in the reading session. So you are going to find or pick out the needed information that is needed for you from the document that has been given to you. And the next one is that the same scenario, you are really busy. You are receiving a phone call. You don't have any idea who is on the other side of the phone. Maybe the patient, a colleague, maybe some other department or some other people, or maybe a patient's relative, or anybody can be on the phone. But you are answering the phone and you are just getting the information from the concerned person through the phone. This is actually going to happen in the listening session. And the next one is that the same scenario, in this situation, you might be a head nurse or the staff nurse. One of your patient is going to be transferred to another department or maybe to another hospital. In this scenario, it's your bounden responsibility to write a formal letter to the concerned department stating the details of the patient. The letter should include the details of the patient, your details, the ward details, and the reason why you are transferring the patient, the background history, the social history, and so on. But in the examination scenario, you should write the letter in a very clear, simple, concise, or precise manner. So this is the OET writing module. And the last one, interesting module, the speaking session. Obviously, it happens to each and every nurses in the ward. Commonly happens. When you're busy, you might get a chance to talk to the patient, a patient's relative, a doctor, maybe to some other department, maybe a CNS or other specialist nurse, or to a social worker, and so on. Exactly the same thing is going to happen in your examination in the speaking module as well. Rather, you are just going to act. Another person will be sitting in front of you. You two are acting in the exact scenario. So this is actually the speaking session. For most of the candidates, you are having a preconception or misconception related to OET. Everybody are having a picture or image of OET that is very humongous or very gigantic. But it's not actually that. OET is just a simple language assessment. Each and every nurses are doing the same routine in their day-to-day life. But the major difference is that you're going to do everything in a language that is the English. If you are good at English, if you can manage or handle English, then you can really do the OET this simple. Now I would like to give you a few tips that you can keep in mind before preparing for OET. The first one is that if you are going to prepare for OET, the first and the foremost thing you have to do is that learn English. That doesn't mean that you should become so fluent in English, but rather get used to English. At least try to talk in English. get into a situation that everything surrounded by you is English. It's always better to learn the basics of English before start learning or before start preparing for the OET. The second one is choosing the coaching center. The choice is yours. You can either choose a regular one or the online one. But the important thing that you have to keep in mind is that just always get assessed by the tutor or the trainer wherever you're going to learn. Because most of the time, few of the candidates make the mistake or they tend to choose the crash courses. But guess what? The crash courses are not meant for the beginners. If you are a beginner or this is the first time you're going to learn OET, please don't choose crash courses. Take time to learn OET and just practice well. And the next one is the grammar. It's an obvious fact that grammar is very essential when you're learning a new language. But it doesn't mean that you have to learn so much of grammar for OET. As a language trainer, I strongly believe that grammar is a complex network. It's not an easy task for a beginner to learn grammar in a month or two. So, my best advice is that learn the basics of grammar like the parts of speech, the tenses and so on. I feel that is ample enough to do well in OET. So don't spend too much time in learning grammar. And the next one is that we depend too much on the teacher and the academic books. I strongly believe that no book or no academic book is going to teach you OET because OET is not a subject and it doesn't have a proper syllabus. It's just a language examination. If you are good enough in English and you can just handle English, you can just do well in OET. You can go for the classes, get the techniques and guidelines from your teacher or the tutor, and just you can practice yourself so that you can do well in OET. And the most essential one is the practice. We tend to practice so many materials. When you are going for a class, you are getting 100 and 200 materials from the teacher and you are just keep on practicing the material. I would like to say one thing here is that practice alone doesn't make perfect. A perfect practice makes perfect. Even though you are practicing a single material, if you practice well and you practice in a proper way, you can do well in OET rather than practicing 100 number of practice materials. And the next one is that feedback. Here I would like to say an important thing is that don't compare your progress with others because you should be able to assess yourself or monitor yourself. Just give feedback for yourself and only you can monitor your progress and you can give a better feedback for you. Be always confident enough that you can do OET in a simple and an easier way. And the last one is that determination. So, if you have a strong determination and you know a little bit of English and you know the strategy for OET, OET is a very, very simple examination. Hope you like this information. If you guys are really interested in this type of topic, do please subscribe to the channel and forget not to hit the bell icon as well so that you will be notified whenever I do videos. And thanks for watching. Meet you with another interesting episode. Until then, it's me, Manju, signing off. Bye-bye.